Hello, good day to you and welcome to my short presentation on how to develop the statement of the research problem. My name is Edison Lubua, a Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems and Technology. I also hold a Master's of Commerce in Information Systems, Master of Science in Human Resources Management, and a certification on Information Systems Auditing. I work as a lecturer and an independent consultant at the Institute of Accountants, Arusha, Tanzania. The research problem is an important section of the research project. It is important because it reveals the context of the study. But again, it reveals the area of concern in that particular study or the practice which requires improvement. Therefore, it is important to remember that the statement of the research problem must be supported by both the literature and the context of the study. Again, it must clearly show what is to be studied, and it must avoid to suggest solutions as part of the research problem. Now, how can one develop a good quality research problem? There are many ways to come up with a clear statement of the research problem. However, I suggest one way which may sum up several other options. And therefore, to be able to follow this way, you need to follow the following steps or procedure. Number one, you must be clear about the scenario under study. Now, for example, are you interested at the ability of clients of the organization to use the recently developed business system to make their purchases? If your answer is yes, if this is what you're trying to know, then users of online purchasing system is the scenario under your study. Number two, you must be able to understand what is expected under the studied scenario. In our case, the system was developed to enable clients to purchase different services. So our expected situation here is for clients to be able to purchase, to complete their purchases, for the system to facilitate clients' purchases. Now, this is what we call the expected situation under a normal circumstance. Out of known that, number three, you must be able to understand the current situation of the scenario under study. If the purpose of the system was to enable clients to conduct purchases, the question should be, are they able to do so? How much are they able to do so? Are there signs that the system is not fully used? Are the people still using traditional means for purchases? Now, these questions plus other questions may help you to understand the current situation in your scenario, in the study that you're making. Now, basically, different ways can be used to understand the current situation. And some includes your experience. You're asking yourself questions, and then you use your experience to answer those questions. But again, you may receive information from the third part. It could be employers or employees who are working in a particular organization, or people who may have had information about the scenario that you're studying. But again, you may have the information from the literature. The literature may give you the information you want to understand the current situation of the scenario that you're studying in the general context. Now, whichever the method that you decide to adopt, make sure that you understand the current situation of the scenario under study. That is very important. So by this time, you'll have known what we call a scenario under study. You'll have known the expected situation under the scenario under study, and you'll have known the current situation of the scenario under study. Now, the fourth thing is you have to identify the gap. Now, the gap could simply be the difference between the expected situation and the scenario, the current scenario, the current situation of the scenario. So the difference that you get is what you call the gap. You could simply say the expected situation minus the current situation makes the gap of the studied scenario or the problem that you're studying. So make sure you provide a statement showing the problem that you tackle. And normally, to me, this is normally the closing statement of the statement of the problem. Generally, there's no formula on the number of paragraphs for stating the research problem. There's no one who is dictating on the number of paragraphs. However, I find myself using the maximum of 2 paragraphs and nothing more than half a page for this section. To have a good flow of ideas, I recommend that you organize your work in this manner. Organize your work in this manner. First, in your first paragraph, introduce the subject that you are studying and show what is expected under a normal circumstance. The expected situation must be shown in the first paragraph. So you introduce your subject and clearly show the expected situation under a normal circumstance, under a normal environment. Now, in the second paragraph, explain about the current situation. Remember, you've put the introduction in the first paragraph, and you've put the expected situation under normal circumstances in the first paragraph. So in the second paragraph, make sure that you explain about the current situation, focusing on areas of deviation, and finalize the paragraph by stating what your study wish to uncover, stating the gap that you want to cover. Now, this must be based on observable gap between the 2 situations, and that is the expected situation and the current situation. Now, by then, you'll have your problem stated. It will be clear. You have the introduction, you have the expected situation, you have the current situation, and you have the gap that you need to cover, and you have stated that through a statement at the end of your section. Now, in your discussion, remember, in your discussion, make sure that your statements are based on the knowledge available to the literature. Now, this is for your problem to be meaningful. Otherwise, your problem won't be meaningful. Moreover, avoid generalizing statement. Avoid sweeping statements. Now, this will make your statement a good statement, acceptable to those who are reviewing your statement of the problem. Well, this marks the end of my short presentation. It is my hope that you enjoyed this short presentation. In case of inquiry, kindly use my contacts to get in touch. I provide research assistance, together with my colleagues, to students in all levels, master's, PhD, and those based on practices. Please use my contacts. My email is elubua@gmail.com. elubua@gmail.com. Once again, thank you and share the information. Hello, good day to you and welcome to my short presentation on how to develop the statement of